A big hello to everyone watching, and welcome to OMSI 2, more specifically Lincolnshire, where, if it wasn't so deafeningly loud, this Renowns, Go Ahead have decided to expand to, currently running their Go Northeast branded vehicles. I think this lady wants a ticket, so let me quickly sell her that. On the 100 to Scunthorpe from Lincoln, as we are here at Lincoln bus station, filling up with passengers, ready and raring to go. Child return? Nope, probably want child single. There we go. But yeah. Oh, they're having a seizure. Nope. There's your tickets. Okay, double the change. Stop giving you 1 penny coins. I'm gonna keep them for myself. But yes, for this stream I will not be talking as much, because obviously I'll mostly just leave it so you can hear the bus sounds. The sounds that this wonderful Renown makes. And we're also already leaving 2 minutes late, so not off to the best of starts. And I've forgotten I'm driving a dual door vehicle. I've opened the back doors instead of closing the front ones. Hello, DJ in chat. I have also just received a message on the ticketer. I will have to read that when I get into the next stop. I also realised I might have forgot to let some people off. They rang the bell, I didn't notice. Mostly because my steering wheel is hiding the stop bell on the dash. But you know what? We're just going to use the excuse that the stops were closed. Listen to this B10 scream. What route am I doing? I'm doing the hundreds from Lincoln to Scunthorpe. A route that does actually exist in real life, but is normally ran by Stagecoach using, I would presume, either E200 or E400s. Can I do the 35 to Pagton? Unfortunately not. That's the wrong map. That's a completely different map. This is Lincolnshire, not West Country. But if you go back to my previous streams, I have done the 35 to Pagton. In multiple types, including the Renowns. Did I hear the new DLC announcement today for City Skylines 1? No, I didn't. What new DLC has been announced? I've been following developments for City Skylines 1 for some time. I mean, mostly because the DLCs don't really interest me too much. Especially after the Parks, Plazas and Promenades, I think was the name of the DLC. And then they released like a financial cryptocurrency DLC in the forms of like stocks and financial centers and whatnot. And that's where my interest died completely. I was like, I'm also mostly just hyped up for City Skylines 2. I'm gonna stop here, no one wants on or off, but I do have a message on the ticketer which I do want to read. Because this might be important. Machine plugs. I don't know what this is supposed to do. A reminder please, do not pull any plugs out of the back of ticket machines. Oh, so that's what that plug does. Whoops. Oh, should have read that before setting off this morning. Oh, shopping malls, new hubs, transport, new ferry types, more to be released in May. Oh, that's interesting. Shame that there's not any new transport types, though. But then again, I mean, what else can they add? They have trams, monorails. Unless they do like a light rail system, maybe create like the DLR and city skylines. But then again, I mean, you do have you have trains and like the metro. So that sounds interesting, though. Hello, crazy. Keep damn forgetting that I'm driving a dual door bus and keep opening the rear doors. Can't imagine this is a problem that like London bus drivers have. Also nice hearing this B10 slowly start to hoover. Why do lots of London buses catch fire? You know what, honestly, I think it's mostly the fact that they're being absolutely ragged around London for hours upon ends, back to back in like some cases, you know, going straight from day routes onto nighttime routes, straight back onto day routes with little rest time in between, and also shoddy maintenance because of the low margins of London operations. That's why they catch on fire a lot. And also crappy bus design, you know. Not naming any culprits, but there's a reason why you mostly hear, well, actually I was going to say mostly hear like, I don't know, like Mercedes catching on fire, but those were mostly the Bendies, and outside of London they didn't really catch on fire that often, so if anything that seemed to just be a London thing. TFL probably stands for Transporting Fire London. Yeah. No, true. I mean, got to make the London Fire Brigade earn their keep somehow. TFL have decided it is their motto and their job to instill fear into the travelling public's eyes. I also don't understand how I'm still 2 minutes late, even though I'm completely ragging this thing, not sticking to any limits that might exist. Okay, that old lady just wants to walk through the hedges instead of taking the bus, sure. Strange choice if you ask me. remember the chaos of City Bus Manager yesterday? Oh, boy do I. You know what? I should actually turn that into a repaint on an OMSI vehicle. Get it on the Renown, the IKEA bus. The IKEA Blacher Shark Express. Hello, Tico. And the IKEA bus was on a different route. Yeah, that's true. Just create my own, like, IKEA map. For OMSI. And then just misallocate all the routes. Sounds about right. The IKEA Shuttle Plus... What the hell did I... Okay. I just confused the poor gearbox. Don't want to accidentally blow it up. The IKEA Shuttle plus IKEA Express Croydon map. Yeah, honestly, those were some of my peak ideas. I am 100% gonna actually suggest that to TFL eventually. I mean, as I said, IKEA already sponsoring the Tube map, so I might as well create like a dedicated IKEA Express route for them. Hi, does everyone have OMSI 2? That's actually a good question. Should ask the chat that. Everyone in chat, just put yes or no if you have OMSI 2. And if not, why do you not get it? I mean, I know the obvious answer, you know. Literally, the most powerful PC known to man can't even run this game at 60 FPS. I mean, I have a pretty decent setup, and I can't even get... I'm just barely getting 30 right now. At full speed, it'll sound like it will explode. That is very true. This thing sounds like a space shuttle at full speed, like we're about to send it into warp drive. No, one yes, but he can't be asked to download it. Which is fair, honestly. I mean, to be fair, the base OMSI game doesn't take up that much space. It's only about 26 gigs. Except my OMSI 2 folder is about 60 gigabytes now in size, because I've downloaded 30 gigs worth of just extra content. Either DLCs or user-created stuff from like Fellows Film or Virtual Hub. Virtual Bus? Virtual Hub? So, you know, I completely understand why I wouldn't be bothered to like download this. I also think I've just about to arrive here 4 minutes early. Ugh, am I really gonna have to sit and regulate? No, I'm here 3 minutes early. Actually, nope, it's just ticked over, I'm 2 minutes early. That means I'm on time. Because OMSI gives you a set parameter before it classifies you as either too late or too early, and that's you can either be 5 minutes late or 2 minutes early. Within those parameters, you're still classified as on time. Which, if you use those parameters in a place like Japan, you'd be shot on sight, because over there, they run everything to literally the milliseconds. I mean, they do that on the underground as well, but let's be entirely honest, they don't really care about delays on the undergrounds. Whereas in Japan, they give you a little note apologising if they even delay you by like 10 seconds. Which is impressive. Skip time! I might actually do that. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop at the next stop and I'm going to read, because I've gotten another message on Ticketer, which it just feels like a complete distraction, if I'm being entirely honest. Didn't realise I had Tinder downloaded on my Ticketer. The amount of messages I'm getting. One message for Vokla May. I don't know who that is, but I'm still going to read their message. Oh, it's about overtime. You know what? How do I delete this message? I hate the Ticketer spam of the overtime message. One time you went abroad on an Abellio... Oh, you went aboard, not abroad, on an Abellio bus, and apparently the next stop, the one of the door wouldn't open fully because of the door flaps. Didn't know what happened, but it was Abellio 2424. Oh, well, that's an easy fleet number to remember. Just have to remember 24 twice. As of now, the door is fixed. I don't know when. I mean, to be fair, our door flap getting stuck is, like, not exactly the most technical of things to fix. So I'm not surprised it was quick. It was fixed pretty quickly. I have also had it once where I was on a bus where, like, there's like a plastic bottle kept rolling towards the front and back of the bus every time it accelerated or broke. And once the guy broke so hard, the door, the bottle went straight up to the front and ended up getting lodged in the door as he was like trying to open it, because he was coming up to a stop. And that was pretty funny, him just being like, okay, well, how do I get that the bottle unstuck from the door? And also, just another one of my favourite things I've seen is one of my friends who's a driver for First. Like, whenever it rains on her street lights, she opens up the door and it just creates like a massive shower for the passengers getting on. It's absolutely hilarious seeing them get absolutely drenched. Because, you know, you're just waiting there, either in the shelter or you have like an umbrella up or your hood up, and you're just like, you know what? The bus is here, the bus is going to open up its doors, I'll put down my hood, you know, be civilized. You do that, if you do that just as the doors are opening, a massive puddle of water just goes straight on you from like the roof of the street light. Espanol? No. Hello, Valentino. Okay, I've gotten it to rev its tits off once again. I genuinely have no idea how I keep doing that. This thing is scary when it decides it wants to rev. I do agree, the Wright Renowned is a really good bus, even though initially I was a bit sceptical with how much it cost. You know, it being, I think, $18.50. It's on the pricey side, but I definitely think it's worth it, just for the quality. It is by far probably up there, being one of the top tier UK DLCs you can get for OMSI. It's going to combust, yeah. Spontaneously combust. Now, it would be nice if we could also get some other, you know, first generation low floor UK stuff. Maybe get the G1 done, actually have a completed Dart. How long is the Route 100? The Route 100 is actually one of the longer ones for OMSI. End to end, this is close to 2 hours. However, I've probably already done about 40 minutes. Because I'm just coming up into Gainsthorpe now, which is about the midpoint. So I'd say I have about half an hour more of driving. But if you also meant in real life that the Wright Renowned is a nice bus, I couldn't speak from experience because these weren't things I really had growing up. Because, well, in London at least, that's where I grew up. The only batch of them existed up in North London with Arriva at Garston of all places. Which was a bit far for me to travel, so didn't really have like a experience of them, and so I don't really have much of an opinion, since most of them, well, I say most of them, they're all withdrawn now, I'm pretty certain, apart from the ones preserved. But from watching videos, they did seem really, really nice as well. From a passenger perspective. I definitely do miss just UK single-decker buses having ZF gearboxes. Because it's just so nice, well, especially Ecomats, it's just so nice and tuneful hearing them go through all the gears. Now, my Renowned is hoovering quite badly. Now, hopefully it doesn't overheat and die on me, but it is a Volvo, so you know, the chances of that happening are quite high. Actually, no, I say that. It's more likely it'll just like turn on the fans at full blast to deafen you. Right, Cadet is similar. Yes, the Cadet was similar, that is true. Except the Cadet was with a Cummins engine, not with a Volvo. These were, actually, I was going to say these are Commanders, but no, those were different, on a different Volvo chassis. But the Cadet was somewhat similar, I guess. You could argue that. And the Cadet was actually something that I did grow up with, so I can comment on them and say that they were really, really good vehicles. I mean, basically just a darts on, or with Wright bus bodywork. Now approaching Scunthorpe bus station. Probably gonna be made to stand here for a couple of minutes, so I'm gonna fast forward time when I get there. Because I don't feel like actually sitting and waiting like 5 or 7 minutes. See ya, crazy. Oh, you used to have cadets near where you lived in Surrey. Oh, that's interesting. I can't actually think off the top of my head what operator in Surrey would have had cadets. See, that is another thing that I think would be really nice if some sound mods came out for the Wright Renowns, so you could have the cadets or have a commander. And then that would be the sweet spot of my childhood being fulfilled. I have another new message. There's a bin fire, of course there is. We're in Gainsborough. By the stops in the city centre. Well, I don't know. Why am I not surprised? You're in Dorking. Interesting. I've only been to Dorking. I've only been to Dorking a couple of times. And that is mostly just well, actually, entirely just to take the 465 from Kingston. That's the only reason why I've ever visited Dorking. Oh, right, yeah. That is actually very true, actually. I completely forgot about Arriva's old operations in Guildford. Before they decided to just throw in the towel and give up. And I think those operations got sold to Metrobus, if I remember correctly. Okay, 465 have nice buses. I mean, fair, I guess. I mean, it does have MMCs now, but before I felt like it had somewhat an interesting allocation, especially when you'd get the Star Ks on it. I mean, now its allocation is just oh, Stagecoach 2. That's yep, that is true. In Guildford. Actually, to be fair, Stagecoach and Guildford probably do see some ALX 400, so yeah, definitely has like a really good allocation over there. Do have an interesting fleet. Maybe even a few darts are still roaming the streets over there. Because I do know Stagecoach South, maybe Stagecoach East, I can't remember what's its names actually, but they still have ALXs going and darts, especially down like in Folkestone or in Dover, Ashford, that area. Ugh, OMSI AI sometimes. That Ford Transit van just decided to pull out on me, nearly create a massive collision. When's my next Transport Fever 2 video? It will be on Friday. Or tomorrow if I'm feeling generous. Do I like Scotland? Yes, of course I do. Scotland's a nice place. I've got friends from Scotland. Some who work for actually Stagecoach up in Scotland. I won't name the region specifically. I don't want to be doxing them. And actually, to be fair, they also do get to drive EVs. The 465 used to have E200s. No, it did not. It used to have Opta Versas, I want to say. Because that's what CT Plus, well, that's what their entire fleet was basically built upon, was just Optare products. Also now known as Switch Mobility, which, strange name, but hey-ho, it's their choice. It's just a shame that most of their Optare stuff, well, I say most, all, was basically just purged out of the fleet when the French arrived and took them over, Epsom coaches. You think Stagecoach has nice buses in Surrey? You know what? I will agree with you if they do actually still have ALX 400s, E400s, especially E300s. Those are nice. The E200s less so, and MMCs, pretty meh. I mean, I like MMCs, but since it's Stagecoach, I know those MMCs are going to be VoIF, and it's just I've been on way too many VoIF MMCs in my lifetime because that's all the tap that London has now. Is just MMC, MMC now, EV MMCs. Now E200 MMC. In Kingston and places in London, you might use E400 MMC sometimes. Do E400 MMCs even run in Kingston? I think you might be thinking of the E400 cities, which are on the 71 now. Oh, also, turning down narrow country lanes. Talking extremely narrow for a bus service. Can I say the phrase bottle of water? Yeah, I can. It's not going to be full on like British accent being like bottle of water. But yes, I can say bottle of water. Bottle of water, yeah. Look, okay. British accent is just equals remove all the T pronunciations. That's all it is. I mean, I say British, I mean more specifically English and Southern. Because if you go up to Liverpool and, you know, listen to a Scouse accent, you're not going to understand a word of what they say, but they might actually pronounce T's up there. Bottle of water. That horn sounds like a clown horn. No, that is true. Clown horn for a clown bus. I mean, it's such a pathetic horn. Listen to it. For a bus, it just sounds like a car horn. You hear this, and you expect to see like a tricycle come down the roads. Would LT45 likely to be repaired or not based upon the damage sustained? I mean, I would have to see it for myself, but I'd assume probably if it's not too severe. I don't actually know what happened to LT45, what accident it was in. If you're talking about like, what was it? The LT that was on the 176 that just, you know, decided to talk to a lorry on the side of the road, then something like that probably is not going to get repaired. Because its chassis probably is completely buggered. You ignited something. You drove this on the Newcastle map, Route 100. There's a Newcastle map? I mean, also, yeah, it is a great runner, minus the hoovering. That's a slight tad bit annoying, but then again, at least it's not the same as like a B70L hoovering, which will completely burst your eardrums. Oh, that one, LT45, yeah, I don't think that one is likely to be repaired, if I'm being entirely honest. Now, do I feel brave enough to overtake this car on this narrow road? You know what? Yep, I'm going for it. It's an old OMSI. Oh! Actually, no, I do know what you're talking about. Funny enough, that actually ignited a memory, because I did actually see that map when, like, I think it was a really, really bad MM2 port of, like, an ALX 400 that someone was driving around on that map. That's the only reason why I remember it. It's just the ALX was absolutely garbage. It looked like it had about, like, 12 polygons all together making it up. When City Skylines 2 is released, will you play it? Also, don't apologise about your bad English, because that wasn't bad English. And to answer your question, yes. When it's released, on the day it's released, I will stream myself playing it. So do be sure to be subscribed with notifications on for that. How long left? That's a good question. This route is so long that literally end to end it doesn't even fit on my entire timetable, so I have no idea how long left I have. But I wouldn't say too much long, maybe another 10 minutes. Because I think I am approaching Scunthorpe now. Can't be too much longer. I mean, also not... With the pelter I'm booting this thing at, it's definitely not going to be that much longer. Ditch it? No. What I mean is that I can't actually see when I'm supposed to arrive. Started at 30 past. It is 44 past. So yeah, I'd say I'm pretty close. I should be about 10 minutes away. No more streams today. Yeah. I do tend to only stream once a day, so after this there wouldn't be any more. There's a return 100s. Am I also early? Oh, I'm 5 minutes early. You know what? Gonna forward the time a bit. I'm not 5 minutes early now. I'm now 2 minutes late. Just give me an excuse to actually pelt this thing, because I don't really want to be driving around slowly. Just try keep to time. what is my opinion on the bus? You know what, I saw trailers for it, and I was really hyped up for it, and I was like, you know, this is something that I probably would buy and play, but I've never actually gotten around to buying it or playing it, because I, seen the actual, post-release gameplay, realizing the sound quality really isn't as great as it is on OMSI, and the simulation is kind of meh. It's alright, I guess. I don't know, it's just, I don't think anything is really, like, topped OMSI. I mean, OMSI doesn't have good graphics, you can clearly see that. It's kind of abysmal, but everything else is just literally, like, top-notch, stellar. That's the only thing most other simulators have to this game, is just the graphics, which, to me, is just not enough to get me to actually play them. But, I probably will actually stream playing the bus at some point in the future. Definitely get that off my to-do list. You sad that no more streams today? Not particularly. Oh, I've been messaged again. Oh man, they are needy. Must be so sad that I'm not at the garage right now. How lonely are they? This is my 4th message this run. Just downloading City Bus Manager. Any tips? You know what? My tip is always start off small, start off with a few routes, and just build up their frequency. Don't have multiple routes that are all low frequency, because you're going to end up finding later stage that all those routes are going to be incredibly busy. You're not going to have the buses to actually up their frequency, especially to just focus on like 1 or 2 routes. A fraudulent passenger. How can someone be a fake passenger? Ah, I see. Reports of a passenger attempting to board with a fake weekly pass. I mean, thankfully I haven't picked up anyone for the past, I don't know, maybe 40 minutes, so... Hope we're nearly at Scunthorpe. Yep, you and me, buddy. Right now we're at Messingham, wherever the hell that is. Don't play in a very big city like London. I prefer to play in a suburb. That taxi decided to drive straight through me. Sure, go for it. Or in a medium city, but not in a very big city. To be fair, with London being so big, you get to play in its suburbs, so it's not that bad. You can choose if you want to play in East, West, South, or North London. But I would definitely advise you to probably, I mean, I was going to say, like, start in a bigger, medium-sized city, but I have also had some saves in smaller, like, in the middle of nowhere. I've tried doing, like, island saves up in Scotland in, what are they called? You know, the little islands that are just off the coast, up there. And, like, even those saves, you can get hundreds of passengers. It's completely unrealistic. I wanted to do something small and, like, just focus on council routes, but hey up, that's, you know, the way they decided to do their simulation. So, as I said, my advice for City Bus Manager just tends to be stick to the routes. Stick to one or two routes at first. Make sure you get, like, a very good frequency on them before actually expanding, because it's always, when you have way too many routes and not enough frequency, that means you're not getting enough revenue in. Your routes might be popular or busy, but you're not picking up the people, so what's the point? Oh, so I know it's a red light, but I mean, it's a green light for who? There's no cars there. It's a simulation moment. You can't revoke my license. And yeah, I just checked the timetable. We are 10 minutes out from Scunthorpe. Meant to be arriving there about 07 past 5. What is the Isle of Man? It is, well, it's kind of like the Isle of Wight. It's just a tiny little island that has its own population. It's somewhat self-governed. Apparently, it's not actually in the It's not in the UK, but it's like a overseas. I don't actually know. Its place in the United Kingdom is a bit strange, from the research I've seen and you know, stuff online. So I don't know how accurate it is. I've actually never been on the Isle of Man. But we have arrived into Scunthorpe. The next stop will be the bus station, where I will end this stream, and is the end of this route. Do you live there? No, he said he lives in Surrey. The Isle of Man is not in Surrey. Here we are arriving into Scunthorpe, so I will be ending the stream here for today. So I thank everyone for getting this far, for making it this far. If you have actually stuck it and managed to stuck this far with me, all the way from I was going to say Gainsborough, no, I've come all the way from Lincoln. We have one person who just, one straddler who wants to come along. Nope, this is the terminus, please get off. Not in service, get off. Boot everyone off. But if you made it this far, be sure to leave a like on this stream/video. If you're not already subscribed, always subscribe for more. I do obviously 2 videos every single week, along with other content such as City Bus Manager, Transport Fever 2 content, City Skylines content, City Skylines 2 content whenever that comes out, maybe the bus content. But with that being said,